Okay, so this is part 2 of the talk that I just did on Yoga Demystified, explaining, trying to unpack some of its complexity and make it more understandable to the Western student as to how it all fits together and what we're doing with yoga asana. So I decided to cover yama and niyama, which are the first 2 limbs of the 8-limbed yoga, which I covered in my last talk. I decided to cover these in a separate video because they really deserve their own video. So these are the moral and ethical precepts which lay the foundation of what we're doing, and this is really what makes yoga yoga. Because see, anybody can jump around on a mat or doodle themselves up like a pretzel, but that doesn't necessarily make you a yogi. You see, it's really following these precepts. So I'm going to unpack these. So yama, so these are the ethical observances. So ahimsa, that literally means non-harming or non-violence, or non-killing. And so this is kind of like the vegetarianism is included in this, but it really means, just like be nice, right? Like don't hurt anyone and don't kill, So it's essentially kind of like the 10 Commandments of yoga type of thing. Satya, truth, be truthful, tell the truth. Because, the consciousness, the yogis see the entire universe as this field of consciousness. They call it the Akash. And so the Akash is listening, it's recording everything. So you're better off if you're telling the truth, okay? And this also covers like living in integrity, living in a way that, what you say and what you do is in alignment. I would say that falls under Sakya. Asteya means non-stealing. The A at the beginning means non. So asteya, non-stealing. So don't steal other people's stuff. Don't take what isn't yours. And I've even heard don't take what is not given. Okay. Brahmacharya is, this has to do with regulating how you use your sexual energy. So in some contexts, and in the old days, strictly it meant celibacy, but for the householder, which if you're not a monk, you're considered a householder. Brahmacharya means monogamy, just having one partner and sticking with that. It's really, in today's environment and culture, I would say brahmacharya is just around being responsible and conservative with your sexual energy. Because the sexual energy is the very powerful energy and is ultimately what is turned upward. Okay, you bring that energy up, and that's what creates this kind of this orgasm in the head, essentially, this cosmic awakening. So you don't want to waste your sexual energy. That's what this brahmacharya is about. Aparigraha means non-hoarding. So a yogi is one who does not collect stuff. A yogi is someone who doesn't take more than he or she needs. So, and this really helps keep the house clean too, when you're not hoarding stuff. Okay, so that's the yama. That's a foundation. And then the niyama are other practices. So saucha means purity and cleanliness. So the yogi, stays clean and pure through bathing and cleaning house, and also through their thoughts. That also applies with thoughts. Santosha generally is translated as contentment or serenity, and also can include being content with what you have, and that kind of ties in with the aparigraha, not hoarding, not taking what more you need. Tapas is a self-discipline, so that's the self-discipline that you need to be consistent in your practice and to adhere to these. So it's also translated as austerity. Svadhyaya is self-study, know thyself. Also includes your spiritual research and also includes understanding your purpose. I've heard that too. Understanding your purpose of your life, why you're here. Finding that out. That's part of Svadhyaya. And finding out, why am I here? It's a research project. And then Ishvara Pranidhan is traditionally translated as surrender to the divine or surrender to God. But it could also be translated as your devotion to your quest or your work toward self-realization, okay, toward walking the path of yoga. So these are the yamas. This was what makes, so these are ideally, observed before, during, and after you're doing your asana practice. And then having this level of purity, because this is something that you do on the inside. Like nobody else is going to know if you're doing these or not. So this is kind of like your personal contract with the universe, with your own awakening, because it's your conscience, essentially. So, but I hope that helps clear up some things about what yoga is, what it isn't, and just helps to answer some of your questions. Thank you so much. Namaste.